friends, it's Erin from 8 is Great. How are you? And welcome if you're new here. I'm so glad that you're here, and this is a channel where I talk about being a mom of 6 kids and our crazy life. And if you're returning, awesome, and welcome back. I'm so glad you're here. So a couple things. One, if you are returning, then you'll notice that I went back to the pixie because y'all, it's killing me. It's killing me trying to grow it out. It really was. I've done the grow out before and it was no big deal, but this one, I just couldn't handle it. I missed having something that was easy to go. So, ta-da! It's a little bit shorter. I tried a new lady. We'll see. Anyways, the other thing that I just want to take a moment and say something about before I jump into what I had originally planned to talk about today is just kind of this season that we're in, with returning to school and with everything going on in the world right now in regards to COVID. And mostly, I just wanted to take a moment and acknowledge that, especially as a mom, if this is a season that is really hard for you, I understand that, and that I hold space for you in that. And I know that for me, it feels very kind of like darned if you do, darned if you don't sort of thing. Like if I send my kids back to school, okay, well maybe they're getting the social emotional connections and maybe I'm finally getting a break and like can breathe and think. But the flip side of it is, am I, sentencing them to like certain death through COVID, and vice versa? If I keep them out and I feel like that's the safest thing for our family, am I then going to be excluding them, and they already have felt excluded and they've already felt like they don't have those connections, and I'm taking that away? And it just feels, in my opinion, very much like a no-win situation. And so I just wanted to acknowledge that and share with y'all that I am praying for you. I'm praying for me. I'm praying for wisdom and clarity for families. I'm praying for wisdom and clarity for our educational leaders. And just want you to know that you're not alone. You're not the only one who is trying to figure out what in the world to do and how to proceed, and seeking the Lord in that. So I just wanted to remind you ladies that you're not alone. But the main thing that I wanted to talk about today was about using your gifts to honor the Lord. So again, I apologize. I'm sitting out back. I'm living in a new neighborhood where they are constructing houses all around me, which is awesome because it means I'm going to have lots of new friends around me. But it also means that while I'm trying to talk, if you hear like the saws or the pounding or whatever, sorry, kind of is what it is. That's why I'm not a professional YouTuber, and I just do this for fun to try and encourage people. So I wanted to talk about gifts and what your gifts may or may not be and how you can use them for the Lord. And specifically, if you saw my post, I posted about some cookies that I made. One of my gifts is baking. I really enjoy baking. We made a bunch of cookies for a friend of mine. They moved here from the north. I think they lived in New Jersey, but I could be wrong. And they moved here like a week before COVID happened. And so they have been social distancing, which means that their 2 kids, who are now 5 and 2.5, have not met any friends because everything's been shut down. And so the little 5-year-old had his birthday yesterday, and we decided to make a bunch of cookies and make some cards. And my kids, because there's 6 of them, were basically a party in a bus ready to go. And we haven't been anywhere. So we got into our bus and drove over and, played happy birthday for him and dropped off some treats and just like some little dollar store things and some cookies, and tried to love on him well. But it was really neat because I included my kids in that, and my teenager even said something to me about, I feel like the biggest thing you try and get us to do is to love others well. And it wasn't through me doing a Bible study with her. It wasn't through like reciting scripture. It wasn't through us watching a church program or anything like that. It was making cookies and trying to love this little boy well by surprising him with his birthday surprise. And that might not seem like a big deal. It might seem to you like it's a very like, well, yeah, duh, step into your giftings and just use that to honor God. But if I'm being honest, for a long time, I really struggled accepting my gifts. And I really struggled a lot in the comparison trap of wanting to have gifts that were like other women. I wish I could build things the way this one does. I wish I could sew. A good mom sews. And y'all, I can't hardly sew like a button on. I mean, not my thing. I wish I was patient. I wish I never raised my voice. All these things, I would spend so much time sitting there just wishing for the talents and the gifts that other moms had. So much so that when I was walking through my divorce, I had this dream one night. And the dream was, it was myself and my two best friends, and we were almost on like an auction block, I guess, type thing. And we were being auctioned off as wives. And so my first friend got up there and they're like, she's a business owner and she creates these incredible signs and she does this and she does that. And they went on and on for like 10 minutes about how incredible she was. My second friend got up and they went on and on about how patient she is and how kind she is and how she's just the best mom that anybody could ever want for their child, and how she is so loving and caring and virtuous, and on and on and on about that. I feel like the sun is coming in here. Let me see if I can maybe help move you guys a little bit. I don't know if that helps or not, but anyways, sorry. It's what it is. So then it got to my turn. And basically the auctioneer was like, I know she's really not much to look at. I know that she doesn't seem that great. I know that she isn't a very good mom because she loses her temper. But wait, gentlemen, try her cooking. She's really good at baking. And y'all, I woke up and I was so angry. And I wasn't angry at the guys in the dream, which is stupid anyways. I mean, hello feminism. Like, there's way more things to me and nobody needs to be auctioned off. But I wasn't angry at that. I was angry at myself. Is that really all that I had to offer? Is that really my one redeeming quality, is that I can bake? Are you kidding me? Anybody can bake. Buy a cake mix box. Like, it's 3 ingredients. Like, anybody can learn to bake. You don't learn to be just kind naturally, or just patient naturally, or just have these incredible natural gifts that I felt like all these other moms had that I didn't. My thing was baking. What am I gonna do with baking? Like, fantastic, I can make you fat. Like, seriously? And I really struggled with that. I really struggled. Is this all that's to me? Is this my one shining glory? Like, basically, what a crap gift that is kind of how I felt. And I don't say this for anybody to be like, oh, you're so wonderful, you're so great, I just love you. Like, I'm not fishing for anything. I'm just trying to be very real with you guys. And that I struggled accepting, 1, that baking was a gift, and 2, that it could be used for anything other than just nourishing bodies. But then I started thinking about it. I started praying about it. And I realized, do you know how many times in my life I have made friends because of my baking? Because it's not just baking. It's paired with this heart of hospitality that God has given me to love others well. I have made best friends. In fact, one of the friends that was in the dream, because I baked cookies and walked over to new neighbors and introduced myself. I have baked celebration cakes for kids that have delighted them in parties where they felt loved and cherished. I have made cookies for people like yesterday. I have made, I'm sorry your world is falling apart, comfort food. I have made, I'm celebrating with you. I've made, I'm hurting with you. I've made, I'm praying for you meals and comforts and treats. I have made, I want you to know you're not forgotten, even though you feel like it right now, chocolates. It's so much more than baking. Yeah, that's the gift and the talent I use to convey that message, but that's just one way you can reach people through that. And I realized that the baking is just the skill that God gave me to put with the talents that He's coupled in the heart and the passion that He's put inside of me to honor and to glorify Him. So I really want to encourage you guys as wives and as moms, and again, especially in this season, because I am struggling here. I'm struggling, and I have phenomenal support. I have a great husband. I have wonderful friends. I have a great job. I mean, I cannot imagine the people who aren't walking with those gifts. If I'm struggling this much, how much other people might be. So especially in this season, I want to encourage you that whatever your giftings are, that you can step into them and you can honor Christ with it. That it doesn't have to be something special or glorious or grand or anything like that. It can just be you loving others well through that gift. If that gift is something where you make something, you know, you're a maker, and you can use that to bless others, go for it. If that gift is that you do have patience or kindness, or especially when it comes to children, maybe you can step in and help a friend who's feeling overwhelmed right now. Maybe it's a gift of encouragement where you can write a little note and just let them know that you're thinking about them. Maybe it's a gift of, y'all, this sun is driving me nuts. I am so sorry. Like, I'm having a hard time thinking because I'm just sitting here sweating like crazy. If it's a gift of like getting rid of crazy Georgia sun, feel free and figure out how to do that and send it this way. Craziness. Anyways, y'all. See, this is me just being real. Trying to use my gift of encouragement to encourage others, even in less fortunate circumstances. Guys, I just have to tell you, this is a hot mess video, but I'm going to say it anyways. What is going on in my house right now? We're listening to Hamilton because we're all obsessed, thanks to Disney Plus. And I totally just heard our 14-year-old being like, we're reliable with the ladies. And it made me smile. Use your gifts. God gave them to you for a reason. None of them are too small or too insignificant or too unimportant. We all have different gifts for a reason. And there's a reason that you hold your gifts and not this other mom's, not this other wives, not this other whatever. So, own who you're supposed to be. Use those gifts to glorify and honor the Lord, and be blessed. I'm thinking of you guys. I'm praying for y'all. I love you. Please feel free to comment below. You can always comment on Instagram, that sort of thing. If you're looking for community and fellowship, that's why we're here. And I hope that you're blessed. Until next time, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you later. Hopefully for a less sunny and crazy video. Bye, guys.